Hey guys, it's Skybird, and today we're going to be doing a mock review for Azur the Mist, which is this guy right here. It is one of my Mystica Makuta builds that I came up with earlier in the year, and it's actually kind of a combination of several different sub-builds, sub-assemblies that I came up with in the past. So in essence, this takes leg designs from one model that I did, and arm designs from another, and a torso from another. It just kind of puts them all into one package that I think comes out quite well here. Before we get into that, I did want to say if you are enjoying this content, make sure to like and subscribe because it does help the channel out. And we are growing pretty quick, so I'm very happy with that. I have to say thanks to all of my current subscribers. If you're not subscribed, thanks anyway for watching the video anyway. And before I got into it, I also want to say that we're going to be doing another breakdown video, but I haven't decided exactly what I want to do next yet. Obviously, I am most well known for my Rahi designs. I am nearing 200 Rahi, and so I figured the next video I do a breakdown of should be a Rahi breakdown. And there's two routes I can go about. I can do a breakdown of this one here, the Renami build, which is basically my mini Mwaka Kane Ra, whatever you want to call it. Or I can do a breakdown of this little guy right here. This is a walrus build. This is a combination model. So I figure both of them have some allure. This does not have any kind of function, but I think it works out quite well. And this is a combination of my Livok Va and Galak Va. So it works out. It looks very good. Whatever the case is, both of these sets are going to be getting breakdown builds. I just haven't decided what I wanted to do first. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look now at Azur the Mist. So Azur, which is this character right here, the name is literally just something that popped into my head. It sounds like Azure, so whatever. But I think it works out super well. Obviously, the main focal point on the character is the fact that it uses orange. Orange was not used by any of the other Makuta sets from 2008, so I figured that was a really good way to make it stand out. And of course, it goes for that sort of insectoid look, but this is more of like a Titan-ish sized set. It doesn't have like the pistons or anything on the back of the legs, but there are obviously a lot more pieces that go into this build than something like, Gorast or Krika or Bittle, any of those types of characters. And so since we got like the Mutron character from the first half of the wave, that's kind of what this is if you want to think about it. I'm really happy with the design of the character as it stands, although it's not like the most posable character in the world. It lacks elbows here, going for the Avmatoran arms instead, because I wanted to carry those over from other sets since those pieces came out in 2008. Also, though, it features the Avmatoran limb for the legs here, but in this case it actually does include a second joint at the base here with just some standard long sockets. Nothing fancy going on there, but the leg build here is actually pretty simple, but it works out really well just using a Hordika neck with this sort of connection here. And we'll go over this in a build video, a breakdown video of this guy in the future as well. But most clearly, I think the thing that stands out about this character the most is the head build. And that's really an interesting design. It is one that actually took quite a bit of sort of tinkering because certain parts of the head are not actually attached to anything, but they're sort of locked in place because of the geometry. But these parts don't move, like they don't wiggle, or there's no play in it, which I think is really nice. There is a neck joint in there, so it can turn its head around, look around, do all of that. But obviously, because it is using the Krast mask here in silver, that does limit the posability of the head quite a bit. That said, I think it is worth it in this case just for the sake of the aesthetic. The character looks really good with this head. I wasn't willing to get rid of it or sacrifice it for that added posability. But you could very easily change up the neck design so it has a double jointed neck if you wanted, or do plenty of other things as well to really add to that design, and of course add to the posability of it. So turning the character around here, you can see that we've got 4 wings, which were the wings introduced in the Gorast set. Fun fact, these actually do appear in 2 slightly different shades of clear for some reason. But yeah, these were produced with the original 2008 wave, and then were reused a couple of times in Hero Factory as well. And at some point within there, they got 2 different shades of clear. So you can see this is a little bit milkier and a little bit more yellow, whereas this is a little more transparent, a little more clear, if that makes sense. Doesn't matter. No, not at all. But it looks good either way, and I think it works really well for this character because he's sort of got like a dragonfly-esque aesthetic. Obviously, again, having that really long crest on there is not like any dragonfly you might see, but I think it still works out really well for this character. He has a fairly slender nature overall, and then features just this custom torso build in order to allow for the wings to attach to the body and to give you that really nice aesthetic using these silver armor pieces on the sides here. So really happy with this build. If I had to give it a rating, I really don't know how to rate my own builds, you know, like it's hard to say exactly what I like about it, but I will try and say that I think the aesthetic on it for sure is like a 10 out of 10, if I had to say. I don't see much that I would be willing to improve on it. There are things you could add for sure. You could add more armor to it, but I think this is a really good balance of parts usage, of color blocking, etc. So I would really give this a 10 out of 10, maybe a 9.5 out of 10. Maybe there's just something I don't know in there that it could be improved, but I really like it as it is. In terms of posability, I think I'd give it maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10 because the wings are on ball joints. That really adds to the posability, adds to the playability of the character itself. So that helps. But again, those upper arms there not having any sort of bend in the elbow, although an intentional choice, and having a joint still in the hand itself, you know, obviously is going to limit that some. And of course, again, that head not going for that extra ball joint in the head obviously hurts the posability, but I think it's worth it for this design. Otherwise, I really don't know what else I would review it on. You know, stability, but it's just using Paraka feet, so it's a fairly stable set. It's balanced well. You know, so I don't know what else to really rate, how else to rate it. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know your thoughts. What sort of review, what ratings would you give this if you had to come up with your own scale and your own points at which to measure, you know, points of articulation or whatever the case is, story significance, even though it really doesn't have a story to it. What would you rate this character? So that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I do plan on doing more stuff like this. I've got some sets up there. I've got sets behind me. I've got sets over there. So plenty more coming here in the pipelines, and more breakdown videos coming soon, more resin casting videos coming soon as well. So that's pretty much it. As always, my links for my Discord and Instagram are in the description below, and I will see you all in the next one. Like and subscribe if I haven't said it enough. Take care.